Bansaw Music here. This week my video is a response to a request on my YouTube channel. Nipun Sharma asks, one thing I want to ask is how to play sequences with our chords. So what he's basically saying here is he wants to play his own chord progressions with some of Avenger's sequences. And some of these sequences actually have chord progressions built in. This can be inspirational or in some cases limiting. You often want to build your own progressions, to be honest. So he mentions Trance Autopilot in the factory library. I'll get to that soon, but just wanted to mention that some sequences do have a macro to help you with this built in. You'll see this sequence in my expansion pack Modern Analog has a chord progression. Let's play that. You can see that each page of the ARP, A, B, C, D, evolves with a chord progression. However, I've included a macro that turns off that chord progression so you can build your own chord progression. It's called the ARP Limiter button, and this is linked to the ARP Play State button, which is the green triangle you see here. On some Vengeance packs, and in the factory library as well, the macro button might be called On Chords or something similar to that. Okay then, let's examine Trance Autopilot and see what tweaks we can make to that sequence to allow us to use our own chords. Let's listen to Trance Autopilot. Let's have a closer look. This sequence actually has an On Chords button which does this automatically for you. So basically that's the problem solved for this particular sequence. But let me show you manually how to do this, because some sequences don't have this macro button built in. Firstly, I would start by pressing the Play State green triangle button and turning this off. This forces Avenger to play only the first page of the ARP. It will not progress to the second ARP in the sequence. Let's turn this Play State button off for all of the ARPs in this sequence. The first ARP is where you would normally find your root notes. Whatever key you initially press is your root key. These notes are normally coloured in green. The second and third ARP, etc., often progress from the root, and that's when you get your chord progression. Non-root notes are orange. Now then, when we turn our ARP Play State button off, we'll hopefully be stuck on the root note of the key you pressed and not progress any further than that. We can see here that the Trance Autopilot ARP has a number of semitone notes that are not green, not on the root note. What can we do with these? The answer is that we could move them to what I call safe notes. Now, what are these safe notes that would likely sound okay no matter what key you pressed? I would say that you can move these notes 3 semitones up or 7 semitones up. 7 semitones is basically the 5th note of the key you're in. So basically when you're doing a melody, you could take your melody up to the 3rd or the 5th. It would sound pretty good and like it fits together. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And there we have it. They've all been moved to 3 or 7. Let's have a listen to that. Now then, if you were doing a major chord progression, you can move things from the 3rd semitone up to the 4th. So moving it from basically 3 to 4 changes it from minor to major normally. Let's have a listen to that. So what I've shown you in the past couple of minutes is something which you can do to a lot of sequences which will allow you to insert your own chord progressions. Okay, well, that's been helpful. If you did find it helpful, please click the like button and subscribe for more Avenger tutorials. See you next time. Cheers.